Good morning, everyone. Please be seated. On behalf of the University of Strathclyde, I would like to welcome you all to the Barony Hall for this congregation for the conferment of degrees. This is a day of celebration for you, our graduates, your families and friends, and for the staff of the university. These events are sometimes known as commencement ceremonies, as a signal that they mark a beginning rather than the end. And it's in that spirit that we celebrate graduations here at Strathclyde. In a few moments, it will be my privilege to cap each graduate. The capping ceremony has ancient roots as a public rite of passage and a mark of achievement. For each of our graduates, it's a sign they are part of a proud tradition of world-changing scholars at Strathclyde, stretching back to the Scottish Enlightenment. Enjoy the ceremony. I declare this congregation open, and I invite Professor Dimitris Drakakis to present our honorary graduand.
My Lord and Chancellor, it gives me great pleasure to present to you Mr. Ian Walker, MBE. Unfortunately, Ian is too unwell to be here today, so his son Gary will accept this award on his behalf. Ian is the founder and current chairman of Walker Technology Group, encompassing Walker Precision and Walker Plating in Glasgow, Walker Engineering in Poland, and Walker Guidance Systems in Essex, a key global strategic supplier to the defense, aerospace, and space sectors. Ian's initial vision was to create a technology-led engineering company in Scotland to support world-class global customers, and today, over 35 years later, he's still successfully delivering on this strategy. Ian attended Paisley Grammar School and excelled in his subjects, winning many prizes during his school years. After leaving school, he served as an apprentice with Glasgow Tool and Gauge Company before working for Castle Precision Engineering for 5 years. In 1972, he got a job as a technician here at the University of Strathclyde, where at that time he earned just £30 a week. Following 2 years at Strathclyde, he went on to work for Main Tool Engineering before taking the ambitious decision to use knowledge and expertise he had acquired in industry to set up his own company. In 1979, after winning a prize in the Glasgow Development Agency New Business Awards, he established Walker Precision Engineering, with the prize allowing him to secure free factory space for a year. Ian's aim in setting up the company was to provide engineering services for the aerospace industry. From the start, he was a determined and dedicated chairman, and during the first 2 years of operation, he took no income from the business, with his wife securing additional work to provide an income for the family to live on. Initially, the business focused on designing functional test equipment for the electronics industry and became a selected test partner with IBM, allowing the company to expand from a single devoted employee, Ian, to a company employing 60 people 5 years later. They diversified into the telecoms industry in the late 80s, and they supported Motorola in China, US, Korea, Germany, and Scotland in their telecoms manufacturing plants. The company headcount soon increased to over 100 employees, including 12 graduates from Strathclyde. The 90s saw Ian focusing on tooling design for the aerospace industry, and a long-term relationship was established with Rolls-Royce, which is still as strong today. This decade also saw the start of development activity for the defense industry, which in turn led to commercial production success on Boeing, Airbus, Embraer, and Gulfstream platforms. In 2003, Ian bought over the Glasgow Tool and Gauge Company, the very place he had started his career in 1962 as a tool-making apprentice. Ian has always been keen to listen to customer needs, and in 2006, he opened Walker Precision Polski to provide local support for customer demand in Germany. This site continues to grow, with export sales growing at an impressive 15% per annum. In addition, the opening of this facility provided secondment opportunities for employees, with Polish engineers coming to Scotland and Scottish engineers going to the Polish facility to work. Walker Precision Engineering are truly committed employers, and Ian recognized that the staff are key to the company's success. The company continually invests in staff training, with employees having the opportunity to undertake training from apprentice to national vocational qualifications to degree level. Currently, the company is investing for the future, with a massive $2.4 million assigned to training and development of its team over the next 4 years, with the comfort of multi-year contracts in place to support his strong growth strategy. The company have remained competitive in changing markets by being innovative and continually investing in technology. They have successfully migrated their product offering over the last 10 years into the space sector, delivering products on over 60 operating satellites. In 2014, after over 50 years of work and 35 years as the Managing Director of Walker Precision Engineering, Ian handed the Managing Director position to his 2 sons, but to this day continues to be an active member on the board. Ian, of course, has not stopped work as hard as he always has, and this year he established Walker Guidance Systems in Southeast England with a sub-micron manufacturing and inspection capability. The multi-million-pound investment has had early success with existing customer support, resulting in new revenue streams, which will allow the group to realize 50% growth next year. Ian's company, which started with just 1 person 37 years ago, now employs over 200 staff in 3 countries and has a turnover of more than 20 million a year with customers in 9 countries. Further to the hard work he dedicated to building up his company and developing his staff, Ian was also president of Scottish Engineering for 2 years, an organization that he was part of as a business and supported as a board member for many years. He was also chairman of East End Development. Ian is an outstanding leader in our profession, and for today's graduates, an outstanding role model to follow and take inspiration from throughout their future career. We are very pleased to have Mr. Ian Walker here today, and it is with great pleasure, therefore, my Lord and Chancellor, that with the authority of Senate, I ask you to confer upon Ian Walker the degree of Doctor of Science honoris causa.
Thank you. I'm accepting this degree on behalf of my father, who is unfortunately unable to attend, but hopefully watching online, and he'll be able to criticise everything I say as soon as I get home today. I'd like to thank the university for this honour on his behalf, and also like to congratulate all today's graduates and look forward to meeting some of you within industry in the future. My father believes in education and the strong foundation a degree gives you for your working life. Unfortunately, he did not have the opportunity to go to university himself, as for financial reasons he had to leave school aged 15. He trained to be an engineer through an apprenticeship route and spent time working at Strathclyde University as a technician. He really enjoyed his time at Strathclyde, where he was unfortunately only paid the sum of £30, which I guess might be why he didn't last longer. He did, however, encourage me to go to Strathclyde, and I graduated over 20 years ago. And if anyone could see my academic record, they'd realise I don't deserve to be standing here today. I had a whole day off before starting the family business after I finished my course. And my dad had built that up from humble beginnings with my mum. My dad has a drive and ambition and faith in Scottish industry, and his hard work has paid off, as I'm now part of a business with a multi-million-pound turnover and an international customer base and workforce. My dad has always enjoyed working in engineering, and from his time at Strathclyde to being managing director of a very successful Scottish engineering business. Investing in staff has always been key to him, and I counted last night that we have over 15 graduates from Strathclyde within the business, which I think is commendable. Some of those have stayed with us a long time, others have just lasted a couple of years. On a personal level, being in the aerospace market has meant that I've been able to enjoy working in several different countries, and this is an experience I'd encourage anyone to do today, especially if someone else is paying for it. My father's strategy for success of the company has always been look after your staff. It took me years to really understand that it's not technology or clever marketing that builds a great business, it's the people that create it. I'd really recommend all today's graduates find a career where they feel valued and looked after by their employers. My dad has shown me the route to leading a business to success is investment in both technology and people. I hope that wherever your future leads you, you are valued and you value others. Good luck and thank you.
My Lord and Chancellor, in the name of the University and by the authority of Senate, I present to you these students. For the degree of Doctor of Engineering, for research in the Department of Biomedical Engineering, Anthony Crimin. William Campbell Kerr. Nicholas Lewis Smith. Ange Guillaume Tano. For research in the Department of Design, Manufacture and Engineering Management, Michael MacDonald Allen. Chun Man Fong. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, for research in the Department of Architecture, Callum Ray. For research in the Department of Biomedical Engineering, Majrashi Mohammed Yahya H. Mohammed Ridwan bin Mohammed. Bilal Nasser. For research in the Department of Civil and Environmental Engineering, Stelianos Giuseppas. Kiara Mary Hooper. Andre Shishin. For research in the Department of Design, Manufacture and Engineering Management, Alexander Josifovic. Ji Chao. For the degree of Master of Research in Biomedical Engineering, Sarah Louise Kendrick. For the degree of Master of Science in Sustainable Engineering, Architecture and Ecology, Meizu Hao. In Urban Design, Ruri Horton. Alessia Scola. Isabel Usinski. Madani Yahya Zakri. In Biomedical Engineering, Adrian John Butterworth. Luke Chirekti. William George Chandler. Karen Chase. Holly Louise Cribbs. Samantha Donnelly. Justine Fraser. Katrina Goldman. Sarah Gomez Arnayeth. Emma Margaret Ladle. Seymour Mark Lopez. David Gordon James Luff. Joanne Victoria Morton. Robin Elizabeth Rackerby. Nicola Rennick. Fiona Margaret Ritchie. Daniel Shikluna Kalaya. Jacqueline Lizeth Tafur Oviedo. Maria Fernanda Torres Garza. In rehabilitation studies, Maria Jordina Petronella Antonia van Lustrecht. In prosthetics rehabilitation studies, Ivo Bauk. In prosthetics and orthotics, Zainab Anwar Ali Abdul Hadi. In environmental engineering, Margaret Sotsu Ajeje. Ayesha Akram. Tiziano Canis. Ionis Chantolios. Amy Ann Childs. Jonathan Martin Clark. Elspeth McIntyre. Laura Jane Richmond. In environmental entrepreneurship, Hilmer Jan Bosch. Jia Wen Gan. Shantanu Sanjay Patil. An Tuan Kai Pham. In civil engineering, Michael McIntyre. Antonios Poulakis. In civil engineering with geo-environmental engineering and project management, Hiba Ala Abdel Hadi. Annabelle Rose Parry. Grant Henry John Shearer. in civil engineering with structural engineering and project management, Ahmed Sayer. In environmental health, Haley Jennifer Peacock. In sustainability and environmental studies, Semri Dalkink. Banka Dokmai. Georgios Georgiou. Laura Gusperti. Alistair Macmillan. Konstantinos Molfetas. Olympia Tiziavu. In hydrogeology, Daniel Joseph Borland. Christina Fraser. Fionnuala Joyce. Daniel Timothy O'Leary. Ian Ramsey. In environmental health sciences, Horatios Mouratidis. In mechatronics and automation, Hinar Adel Goma Salama Awad. Stuart Ross Cook. Stephen Paul Ibrahim. Satyajit Sunil Jagtap. Hamid Murtaza Qureshi. In operations management and engineering, Wikan Kaho Wizaksono. In supply chain and operations management, Roshan Simon. Yancha Wong. In supply chain and logistics management, Hamid Darwish Salim Al-Balushi. Saeed Moiz Ali. Noha Sadiq Mohsin Al-Lawati. Pacharapur Afi Monbut. Shou Xiong Lee. Rahis Pulikau. Jin Chung Wong. In Supply Chain and Procurement Management, Victoria Catherine Cox. Helen Nabayega. Retno Patranigram Rashman. Carlene Ramona Rampath. In Global Innovation Management, Aalborg, Barbara Goliseska. Marcus Hartung. Li Chan. In Global Innovation Management, Hamburg, Rogelio Ivan Arellano Elizondo. Anna Lucinda Horn. Malte Krohn. In Advanced Manufacturing, Technology and Systems, David Crawford. Samuel Alexander Rogers. In Design Engineering, Kenneth Bisgaard Christensen. Flavia Christina Pereira Marafla. In Design Engineering with Sustainability, Alex Howe Rawlings. Callum Ronald Johnston Russell. In Product Design, Michael Yeomans. For the degree of Master of Architecture in Advanced Architectural Design, Sarah Ashraf. Samuel Matthew Barton. Matthew Thomas Bonney. Tommaso Cancelli. Ryan Canning. Barry Foote. Andrew Gillespie. Lewis Grant. Titas Grikevicius. Melissa Fiona Hart. Declan Joseph Hendry. Dilvir Kaur Hunjan. Heather Kerr. Mikhail Krasimirov Kostov. Federico Lepri. Charles George Gerard McFarlane. Laura Ann McLeod. Priya Matthew. Diana Henry Milanova. Gabriela Alexandra Mill. Graham Robert Mowat. Georgia Dukaki. Paul Poynton. Goste Katrina Vosbinete. In Architectural Design International, Mohammed Azri bin Zulkelfi. Nur Fadlania binti Mohammed Fadil. Chai Di Lun. Heng Yi Wen. Leong Yan Tok. Hazim Amrin bin Mohammed Thambi. For the degree of Master of Engineering in Product Design Engineering, Thomas Stephen Doby. For the degree of Bachelor of Engineering in Civil Engineering, Kenneth O'Brien. In Product Design Engineering, Stuart Campbell. Jonathan Barlow. In Sports Engineering, Brandon Longcake. Moira Woodburn Mackenzie. Connor Paul Kelly. Dominic McCafferty. Matthew Alexander MacDonald Spalding. Gary Williamson. Jacob I.P. Jacob. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Product Design and Innovation, Hannah Connolly. For the Postgraduate Diploma in Advanced Architectural Design, Donald William Hunter. Sana Mirza. Cormac Olivier Murray. Ryan William Turner. In Architectural Design International, Wan Noor Fariha Binti Wan Azmi. Yo Dick Song. In Biomedical Engineering, Pantelis Karasavas. Olivia McVie Meller. Konstantinos Margoutis. For the degree of Master of Science in Global Innovation and Management, Aalborg, Grace Njoki Gitonga. For the degree of Bachelor of Engineering in Civil Engineering, Kieran Todd. For the degree of Master of Science in Late Six Sigma for Process Excellence, Shuruk Murkatan. For the degree of Master of Architecture in Advanced Architectural Design, Mibaka Iga.
Ladies and gentlemen, colleagues, but most of all, our graduates. It's a real pleasure to welcome you here to the Barony Hall, one of the jewels in Strathclyde's crown. Now, rightly, our graduates have been centre stage, and I would like to begin my address today by congratulating you once again on your academic achievements. Your hard work has paid off. It has now been recognised in front of your families, your friends, and indeed the staff who taught and supported you during your time here. We know just how much work you had to put in to get here. And today, under the lights of this magnificent venue, we celebrate your efforts and your achievements. Well done. In just a few minutes' time, you will be asked to join the academic procession as it makes its way down the aisle. This invitation symbolises the fact that you're no longer students, but full members of the academic community of Strathclyde. It's an important moment for all of you. Do you know, there's something special about being a member of the Strathclyde family, something special about belonging to an international community of people who've come together in the pursuit of knowledge and of friendship. And I know that the memory of today will stay with you wherever you go and whatever you choose to do in life. We will actively keep in touch with you through our alumni and communications team, and I would ask you too to please keep in touch with us. We would love to hear about your achievements as you progress through your lives and careers. The advice and guidance given by our alumni help to provide the first-class education and student experience you all had at Strathclyde, and I now ask that you think of those who will follow in your footsteps. You now possess the most valuable assets anyone can have in today's world: knowledge, the ability to innovate, and the capacity to use your talents for the good of others, for your community, and indeed for the wider world. As graduates from a socially progressive university, you have a competitive advantage, having been equipped with the skills, the know-how and life experiences to influence positively and to shape the world around you. In Scotland, we are fortunate in having a higher education system that rightly invests in education for all and for the benefit of wider society. Education broadens the mind and it creates opportunities for individuals and for societies. And as Strathclyders, we carry a sense of duty to use what we've learned wisely and for the good of others. The desire to make a positive impact in the world comes naturally to graduates of this university. We only have to look at the achievements of those who've gone before us for inspiration. To John Anderson, our founder, who established this university for the good of mankind. To George Birkbeck, who introduced free classes on mechanics for Glasgow's tradesmen. To the world's first oilman, James Paraffin Young. To the missionary and explorer, David Livingstone. To John Logie Baird and Lord Reith, whose work in television brought us visual marvels they could hardly have dreamed of. In the present day, we look to Dame Elish Angiolini, a pioneer in Scottish justice as the country's first female Solicitor General and later its first female Lord Advocate. And to Sir Tom Hunter, one of the most successful entrepreneurs in Scottish history and a philanthropist who's used his wealth for the great benefit of others around the world. Now, I'm sure you've been given lots of advice on how to make the best of your lives. Some you will rightly ignore. Some will stick with you. But you know, most you're going to have to learn by yourself. It was Robert Louis Stevenson, he put it well when he said, "Don't judge each day by the harvest you reap, but by the seeds you plant." To reach this point in your lives today, each of you will have travelled a different journey. For some, the path may have been relatively easy, and for others, more difficult. But I'm certain of one thing. None of you would be here without the active support of your family and friends. They've picked you up when you've been down, they've encouraged you when you needed it, and they're here to support you once again today, proudly watching as you cross the stage with broad smiles and the odd tear in their eye. They're celebrating today not just because you're almost off the payroll, but there may be an element of that, but because, I'll tell you why, it's because you carry with you their hopes and dreams and their confidence that you can make this a better world. Now, for the past half hour or so, their applause has rung in your ears. I'd like now to invite our graduates to show their appreciation for the support of their family and friends. I touched earlier on some of the key figures who've helped create the University of Strathclyde. You can tell a lot about the values of an organisation by looking at its roots. And Strathclyde traces its lineage back to 1796 when Anderson brought it into being. It was the only Scottish university founded during the Enlightenment and embodying Enlightenment principles of reason, of tolerance, and of equality. Anderson believed in useful learning, and his commitment to taking knowledge and using it for the greater good is the motivating force which gives Strathclyde its momentum today. It can be seen in a physics department, ranked first in the UK for research, which supported the international effort to discover gravitational waves, proving the final plank in Einstein's theory of relativity and opening entirely new areas of scientific study. It can be seen in our Centre of Excellence for Looked After Children, which this year received new funding from the Scottish Government to expand its vital child protection work and effect change for children and families. And it can be seen in the Business School, which has become the first in Scotland and one of only 5 in the UK to receive the Small Business Charter Gold Award, recognising its work at the forefront of entrepreneurship. And it can be seen in our £89 million Technology and Innovation Centre. The centre was formally opened by Her Majesty the Queen and His Royal Highness the Duke of Edinburgh last summer, and it's transforming the way academics collaborate with business, with industry, and with the public sector to bring global competitive advantage to Scotland. The Technology and Innovation Centre is a tangible sign of the university's commitment to world-class research and ensuring outcomes that have the maximum benefit to society and the economy. And these represent a small sample of the many innovative projects and initiatives led by our world-class, I nearly said working class, but they're that too, world-class academic and professional services colleagues who are taking new knowledge and using it to solve problems in industry and the classroom and in boardrooms. And I'm especially pleased that we're developing our campus to enable us to do even more. Our business school's flagship building has been transformed with a £23.2 million investment, and we soon begin work on a teaching and learning hub, and work is already underway on our new Centre for Sports and Health. That will bring our total expenditure in the estate to £600 million this decade alone. So too, it's been a year to celebrate for the faculty. Strathclyde received £2 million from the Scottish Government to help improve access to safe water in Malawi. The boost in hydronation support for the Climate Justice Fund is designed to improve the lives of people in Malawi by making clean water more widely available. The funding will help more communities in the Lower Shire Basin in rural Malawi access groundwater resources protected from the impacts of climate change. And the project will offer expert support and advice on groundwater resource management to communities vulnerable to the adverse effects of climate change, and it aims to deliver improved water access across 7 districts in the region. A breakthrough in understanding how brain damage spreads and how it could potentially be limited was made on research involving Dr. Michelle Zagnoni from Electronic and Electrical Engineering. That study uncovered a previously unknown mechanism in the brain that allows networks of neurons to protect against the kind of spreading secondary damage seen in cases of strokes and traumatic brain injuries. And 9 students graduated from a master's degree course developed by Strathclyde and energy giant company SSE. It was the first time the university had offered an MSc in engineering project management, and it proved so successful the qualification has been opened up to applicants from other businesses and to the general population. That is why our graduates are so highly prized by companies looking to recruit the best talent to drive their businesses forward. That is why world-class companies like Rolls-Royce, GSK and Boeing are investing in Strathclyde, and that is why we are leading research in energy in Scotland. Strathclyde punches above its weight across the board. Our success is no small part due to the collective talent, effort and commitment of our staff, the 3,400 colleagues who are pulling together to deliver one vision, a leading international technological university. Like me, they are very proud of your achievements. I know that the class of 2016 will demonstrate the power of useful learning. I know you will make your dreams a reality, and I know you will make a difference to the world in which we all live. Thank you. Yes, I should do. I'm told if I don't close the ceremony, no one can go home. If you're enjoying yourselves, should we stay a while? I now declare closed this congregation for the conferment of degrees, and I'd like to invite our graduates to join the academic procession. Would family and friends please stay behind until the procession has left the building, and then join us in the Lord Todd for refreshments. Thank you.
Support